Stop. You are doing it all wrong. You cannot just write content the way you feel like writing and then put it out there for your audience to consume it. Well, welcome to my brand new series called How to Write Conversationally. And in this series, we are going to explore all sorts of subtle points that we can make sure that makes our content read as if it's being read or spoken to by a best friend. Are you ready? Let's dive in. The first thing that we really need to work on is imagine our audience as if we are talking to a best friend. And I mean quite literally, because when the tone is a little more chatty, it becomes easy, it becomes fun, it becomes relatable. And the value, look, whatever value you're adding doesn't need to be an info dump. All it needs to be is extremely easy to consume. This naturally connects with your audience and can help boost your engagement by a lot. Don't overthink it. Just focus on getting your message across clearly and simply. I wish I knew this before I became a content and copywriter. Welcome to day 2 of How to Write Conversationally, where we are going to talk about how to write content in a way that feels natural and like a conversation to boost your content's engagement. Let's try to keep it short and sweet. And I'm quite literally talking about the content that you're writing. Ask yourself, do you actually have enough time to read a lot? No, right? Well, then I think you understand the point. All you need to do is keep your sentences short. I think 7 to 8 words in one sentence is more than enough, and not more than 2 paragraphs per sentences. Keeps it easy on the eyes and the brain. And that's literally quite it. See you in the next one. Ever noticed how asking a simple question can drag you into a conversation like this one? Welcome to day 3 of How to Write Conversationally, where we are going to talk all about writing content as if you're writing to a friend. Let's get ahead with it. Putting in a few questions here or there can give your reader a really comfortable and chatty feeling. Like instead of saying, "This tea is too strong," you can just write, "Can we all agree that this tea is way too strong?" You see what I did there? It can just become so much more conversational in tone. Asking people for their opinions. Always remember that people love to give their opinions to you. Hence, when you ask it in your content, they automatically get a response. Also notice how the tone shifts even while reading when there's a question, or it's just like having a comma in a sentence where you take a very tiny pause and then you continue. That's how questions can actually break the monotone of your content, as well as make sure that your audience who's reading can react a little bit more. Do you not agree with this? Like what we're having right now, we are chatting, right? We're friends. Are we not friends? Aren't we chatting? This will change the way you write content forever. Welcome back to day 4 of How to Write Conversationally, where we talk about how to write content as if you're writing it to a friend to boost your engagement. But before we get into that, I just want to let you know that your writing is not the problem. And your content may also not be the issue. But somehow it's just not bringing in what you desire, no? The best way to do is to make your content about your reader. Give them your priority. And the best way is to direct the content at them, like I'm doing it to you. Using the word "you" makes your writing much more personal and engaging. And so they feel like you are talking to them personally and not a whole crowd. See you in the next one. That's exactly how your audience should feel after reading your content. Welcome back to the final episode of How to Write Conversationally, where we talk about how you can create content to make it feel like it's being written to a friend. You don't need to use heavy vocabulary in your content to sound professional. In fact, choose to write in a language that you use daily while conversing with your friends and family, because it's about making things feel easier and clear. And that's what helps your readers a lot. Remember, if it's easier to understand, people will stick around to go through the entire content. If it's not, well, people might bounce before you can say bounce rate. I don't know what bounce rate means.